Hey guys, it's Julian here from CloudFortunes.com, and please excuse me. I've had actually what seems like a permanent cold for the last like probably 8 months or so. Something's obviously wrong with my nose. Need to go get it looked at, but please excuse that. So anyway, the topic of today's video is buying niche websites. So if you're looking to purchase a niche website, I'm just gonna give you kind of some of my personal tips on what exactly I would check before purchasing a website to make sure that you're getting the best deal possible, and also to make sure that you're mitigating as much of the risk as possible that comes with buying websites. And believe me when I tell you that buying websites is definitely an extremely risky business. And my personal opinion is that a lot of people who are just getting into, you know, purchasing websites and who are doing it, who maybe have only purchased, haven't even purchased one website yet. A lot of people actually end up losing money because, or at least on their first website purchase, because they just don't understand the market. That brings me to my next point. If you're purchasing a niche website, you really have to have a good understanding of SEO, or search engine optimization, and basically you need to have a high level view of how everything works. What's the latest trends in SEO, and how people are ranking websites today, and all that kind of stuff. So you really have to do your homework. In my opinion, do your homework before you even start purchasing a website. But anyway, so say you don't really have that knowledge and you just want to purchase a website. You're looking for kind of a something to invest in. So first off, the first thing I would do is check the marketplace. You want to make sure that you're purchasing the website from a reputable marketplace. There's a lot of different marketplaces to choose from. You have Flippa, you have several other marketplaces like Flippa, um, and you also have a marketplace that's somewhat new, the Empire Flippers marketplace, which I honestly have to recommend because they, in my opinion, do far more vetting of their websites before they even hit the marketplace than places like Flippa. So you kind of, when you go through them, they're actually website brokers. So when you go through them, you're actually, you know, kind of setting yourself up. You're kind of just getting your foot in the door and getting a huge advantage over places like Flippa that don't really do much vetting, if any vetting at all of the websites. I'm not trying to bash Flippa here, but in my opinion, most of the websites I've seen come across on that marketplace are basically just crap. But anyway, so check the marketplace, make sure you're going through a broker or someone, some reputable marketplace. So after that, what we want to do is check the domain name. So once you found a website that interests you on the marketplace, check the domain name. Make sure it's not a exact match or partial match. Honestly, I would go with something that is totally branded. So you want a domain name that's not doesn't have a bunch of keywords in it. It's okay maybe if it has one keyword in it, but honestly, I would try to go for something that's completely branded, that targets a very broad market. Because if you want to be able to grow the website with, for example, more content, you don't want a very, very specific domain name, because that's going to limit you in terms of what type of growth you can make with content. So go for something that's, something that's very broad domain name. Next, what you want to do is check the backlinks. This is, in my opinion, one of the most important aspects of vetting a website, because the backlinks are going to play a major role, even more so now than probably ever before, in the amount of risk that you're taking on with the website. Check the backlinks. Check to make sure the website doesn't have too many of any single type of backlink. For example, if the website has links from uh, private link networks and stuff like that, really shady tactics that that Google absolutely hates and is basically waging war against. Try to avoid websites that have too many of backlinks like that. An ideal website is going to have a lot of, the majority of its the overwhelming majority of its backlinks are going to be natural. And you can tell if you have some experience. That's kind of what it goes back to, having a lot of experience in the industry. You should be able to spot a natural backlink, instantaneously, and you should be able to spot, bad backlinks just as quickly. So, but just avoid, an abundance of really kind of short-term uh, shady types of links. And if you do, want to buy a website that has a lot of shady links like that, and it's kind of more of a short-term game for you, then at least just try to factor in the shadiness of the link profile into your price, so you can get a lower price for it to compensate for the additional risk that you're taking on. After you check the backlinks, make sure you check the content. Just skim over the website and just read, kind of deep into a few of the articles, and make sure that the content is, high quality. Make sure it has good grammar, good punctuation. But even more important than that, make sure that the content actually has some depth to it. This will vary depending on what type of website you're looking at. What the website is, what market it's in, and whatnot. Some markets just don't really lend themselves to um, really in-depth content. But anyway, so check the content, make sure the content's good. Next, check the monetization. Make sure that the website is monetized with preferably something simple like AdSense or Amazon, some kind of simple monetization. I try to stay away from really complex forms of monetization. And when you're checking the monetization, you also want to make sure that it doesn't have to be something 100%, but you want to check to see that there's growth. So make sure that you can expand on whatever monetization is there, or preferably add something a little bit more complex that'll bring in more revenue. And this kind of goes back to the whole simple, checking to see if it has AdSense or Amazon or some kind of simple monetization. Because if it has something simple like that, there's a chance that you could, move into replace one of those forms of monetization with something like product creation, which could potentially increase the revenue of the website by a huge margin. So check that. You also want to check the age of the website. So try to stay away from websites that are any less than, I would probably say, maybe 2 years old. You can buy websites that are younger, but just understand that in doing so, you're kind of taking a little bit more risk, because they will be more prone to getting hit with Google updates, stuff like that. So they kind of don't really, the younger they are, the less that their position in these search engines is going to be solidified. So go try to look for something that's a little bit older, 2 years plus. And last, check the stability of the website. So when you purchase the website, you want to make sure that, or before you purchase it, you should be able to get access to the analytics, the traffic data and monetization data for the websites, um, and make sure that everything has been stable for a good period of time. I would say at least probably for the last 5 or 6 months. Depending on the website, you might want to check for even greater stability. So maybe check to make sure the traffic and everything has been steady for the last year or so. And some of the warning signs that you want to look out for is huge surges in traffic, or huge surges in you know in income from the website. Did the traffic just shoot up all of a sudden, and then right as the website's being sold, or did the revenue shoot up all of a sudden? You just want to kind of look for a huge surge. Just the less surges in either of these, either the income or the traffic data, the better. So just check that, and yeah, you should be good. So those are some of my top tips for how I would go about uh, purchasing a website. And as long as you follow these tips, it should give you at least a fighting chance to purchase maybe your first investment website. And yeah, hopefully that helps you. So there's a link to my website in the description box of the video. If this video was helpful, please subscribe to my channel and like it and share it. And once again, I apologize for my horrible plugged nose sounding voice. And yeah, thanks for watching.